I'm Claudia Steele, and today I'm going to show you the recipe that you probably saw on the Griff in October, which is the apple turnovers. Here are the ingredients that you'll need. About 10 medium apples, depending on size. And then you have cinnamon, nutmeg, some cornstarch, your vanilla, brown sugar, a little bit of butter. These are the 2 rolls that come in 1 package of puff pastry, and you'll need a cookie tray with either parchment paper is best, or one of these lovely mats that you can put over, and a knife and a wooden spoon should be enough. So we have our pot down now, and it's at about medium heat. You want to put in about a tablespoon of butter, and you're going to wait until that tablespoon of butter melts. So once your butter has melted, you want to add in your apples. Now, apples start to turn brown super quickly, and these were cut a couple hours ago, so even though I did use a little bit of lemon to try to keep them from getting too brown, here we are, and they are brown. So it is what it is. You're going to saute these a little. You don't have to wait too long before you can start adding all of your other ingredients, such as your brown sugar, which you'll want to break up and mix in. Make sure those apples are nice and coated everywhere. Doesn't have to be too perfect because it will cook down significantly, so it'll all just sort of become like an apple stew, if you will. And then you want to add your cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla. Again, you want to blend all that together. It's probably better that you sort of coat them while they're still relatively hardy, because otherwise you could kind of mush them, and you don't really want that either. And now we're going to leave them alone and let them cook down a little before we come back and add our cornstarch. So now you're going to want to mix together your little slew of cornstarch and a couple of teaspoons of water. This doesn't always go as easily as you'd think, because cornstarch is a weird little thing, but once you get that mixed, you're going to put it all into the apples. I'm going to actually use that to my advantage to get some of this out. And you'll want to mix it together. At this point, you can kind of turn down or even off your heat, because the apples will be pretty much as cooked as you want them to be before you allow them to cool. And the cornstarch, once it's mixed in there, will start to thicken. So now that the apples have cooled off significantly, you could take your store-bought, pre-made puff pastry, and you want to cut it into 4 squares. Again, this isn't brain surgery. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You don't want too much of the juices, which you know should be thickened far more than than before with the corn syrup or the cornstarch. But if not, you just want to make sure you take more apple and less of the. And it'll take about a spoon to spoon and a half. So then you're going to take this over, and you're going to pinch these bottoms down here for the time being. You can take your fork as you go along, and you want to pinch these corners here going around, and you want to do it on this side as well. So when you finally have fought with your puff pastry, which I promise is usually not this hard, and you're all done with them, you can take them and put them in your oven. Now I suggest preheating your oven to 350 so that it's already there, and you close it up. And then you are going to bake them until they're golden brown. So they are now ready. I personally, much like apple pie, really like it when they're still warm right out of the oven. And we can eat them on their own, or they go amazing with last month's recipe done by Brett, where he did a beautiful vanilla ice cream, which, of course, as we know, always goes fantastic with anything apple. So just do that. If you want, drizzle a little caramel on there or eat it as is, but whatever you do, enjoy.